You may be thinking, when it comes to social media, I don't post anything crazy online. But what if someone tags you in a video and that video goes viral for all the wrong reasons? Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but that alone could get you fired. Or worse, it could actually cost you the very job offer you've worked so hard for. Today, I want to break down how your social media footprint, even the stuff you didn't post yourself, can have real consequences for your career. Stick with me. Hi there, I'm Valerie Hale, your favorite lawyer mom, and today we're going to dig into your online presence. We're going to look at it as a tool for growth because it could also be a trap that could cost you your dream job. Let's make sure it's working in your favor. Now, as a quick reminder, most jobs in the U.S. are at will. That simply means that your employer can get rid of you at any time for almost any reason, as long as it's not an illegal reason. And so that 11:42 tweet that you fired off because you were mad at your boss or a coworker, maybe you had a couple of drinks, yeah, that could come back to hurt you. Also, those Instagram posts, the reckless TikTok duets, or even being tagged in a wild video you had no idea was being posted. If it reflects poorly on you, it also reflects poorly on your employer. And that's where the problem comes in. Now, here's where I want to talk about something first-generation professionals especially need to hear. And that is, you don't have to be a part of the posting to feel the consequences of that post. I'll give you an example. There was a video of a college graduate that went viral. It seems she felt slighted at her graduation because she believed that her name hadn't been given the same respect as her peers. And so in her frustration, she threw a public tantrum right there on the stage. Now, the question may be, was she hurt? Well, yeah, I'm sure she was hurt. But at that moment was being recorded. It was shared and then it was judged by millions. And that moment told a very different story to people watching, especially hiring managers. Now, whether you think it's fair or not, many employers saw someone who lacked professionalism under pressure. They didn't see someone who was hurt. They saw her behavior. So here's the takeaway. Your image online is part of your reputation, and your reputation, that's part of your resume. And with social media, it only takes one moment to go from impressive candidate to no thanks, we decided to go in another direction. I'm sure at this point you're asking what kind of content can actually get me fired or passed over. Well, I'm glad you asked that because I have a few examples that I want to share with you. And the first one is trash talking. Yes, trash talking. Trash talking your employer or your coworkers may feel good in the moment as you're venting, but I assure you, screenshots last forever. Don't do it. Another is offensive or discriminatory posts. Those jokes, memes, even likes, those things that cross the line can come back to haunt you. Don't do it. Don't do it. And another is disruptive or reckless behavior. Getting into fights, screaming at flight attendants, or even being cited in a road rage video that went viral and you didn't even know that it was being filmed. That too can get you fired. And another is bragging about illegal activity. For the life of me, I cannot imagine why people would do it, but they do. And not only do they brag about it, they post themselves doing it. Even if it's a joke, if it looks like a crime, I assure you, HR is not laughing. And then finally, unprofessional conduct at company events. Listen, just because it's after hours doesn't mean that the rules go out the window. If you're at a work-related function, you're still representing the brand, even in the group selfie. Remember when that done? And I know I'm speaking to someone. So what can you do to protect yourself and still show up authentically online. Google yourself. That's right, Google yourself. See what comes up. And if you see something that's old or something questionable, see if you can't have it deleted, or at least request that it be taken down. The thing is, you need to know what the employer is going to see online about you before they actually see it. This way, you can put it into perspective should they ask you about it later. And then you may want to check your tags and privacy settings. Yet you want to do it because of that friend who's always posting those wild party videos. You can't stop him, but you might want to adjust your tags and your settings so that nothing he posts will end up on your feed without your approval. And then you want to audit your profiles. Go back through your content. Delete anything that doesn't reflect who you are today. That would include those old jokes, those angry rants, anything that might be misinterpreted. Go on and take it down. And then you want to keep your content consistent with your values of who you are today. Whether you're a person of faith or a first-generation trailblazer, maybe you're both. Your online presence should reflect the same integrity you show up with on your job every day. And then finally, use your platform to build and not burn. If you're angry, talk to a friend. But share things that show your growth, that show your skill and your passion, because employers notice when you're intentional and not reactive about what you post. Now, I want to leave you with this. As a first-generation professional, you're already doing something that is so powerful. You're building something no one gave you a blueprint for, and that's powerful. Now, that also means that you're going to make mistakes, which is okay. But your online presence, that's one area where you can be proactive. It's not about being perfect. It's about being wise. Proverbs 22:1 says, "A good name is more desirable than great riches." So take care of that name, online and off, because your digital footprint is a part of your professional legacy. Now, if this has helped you, make sure to like, subscribe, and even share it with another professional that you think may need to hear it. And remember, I'm here, my mom the lawyer. I'm here to help you grow with legal clarity, with faith, and intentionality. See you next time.